All information contained in this podcast is general in nature and does not consider your individual circumstances. You should consider the appropriateness of this information with regards to your individual objectives, financial situation, and needs. Welcome to Sharing More Than the Sheets, a podcast to help you and your partner make better financial and lifestyle decisions so that you can both focus on the things that you love. I'm your host, Michael Khouri, financial planner, green thumb, husband, and just dad. So if you've played Monopoly before, you know exactly what these terms mean when I say going to jail, chance, community chest, passing go and collecting 200. As a financial advisor, when I think about these terms, and this is off the back of a discussion I was having with someone this morning because I had Monopoly socks on, it really makes me think about, as a financial, and yes, I've got Monopoly socks, my kids got me, and they've got the board game on them, in case you're wondering. I did say that, Monopoly socks. As a financial advisor, when I think about these things and when I think about what we do, it really makes me think of a game of Monopoly. And when I think of Monopoly and when I think of how that side of things works, there's different types of players, right? And you've got, and the question I just ask you is that in your life, in your financial journey for you and your family, what type of Monopoly player are you being? Are you the one that leaves it up to chance? Are you the one that plays it too safe? Are you the one that's just waiting to pass go and collect 200? Or are you the one that's trying to take risks, trying to get ahead, trying to capitalize on your position to make the best possible decisions that you can? As an example, you've got Monopoly players that literally will just play it safe and they'll just hoard as much cash as they can. And I just saw this when I was playing with my kids and my wife. One of my sons just didn't want to buy anything. He just kept saving and saving and saving and saving. It worked out well for him until he started landing on streets with hotels and that other people had built up over, that half an hour of playing, in which he just lost his money, basically. Then you've got the player that took too much risk and didn't really have a strategy. They just sort of bought anything they came on. They just bought, put hotels and whatever they could, spent all their money. They didn't have enough cash reserves and they were doing well when people landed on their streets, but as soon as they landed on someone else's, they lost everything and they went bankrupt. And then you've got the person that sort of was strategic in the way they did things. So they were careful with what streets they bought. They tried to hustle. They tried to, I don't even know if this is a rule that's allowed in Monopoly, but in my family, we can buy streets off each other. So they were hustling, trying to get the same color from the other person to build something and to build a bit of an empire. And it worked. And that person was actually the person that ended up winning. Don't ask me who it was. It actually was not me. But that person ended up actually winning. And because they were strategic, they were smart. Yes, a little bit of luck played into it, of course, landing on the right streets and the right blocks. But they were strategic and they didn't just hope to pass go. They didn't take too much risk. So they weren't too conservative. They weren't too risky, but they were strategic. And that is the topic of this episode. It's a very short episode, but it's a point that I really want to bring home, that in our financial lives, we need to be strategic in how we do things, because doing something just for the sake of it, I promise you, is not, it probably will help, but it's not going to get you as far as you would if you were strategic in the way you did things and why you did things. Because as you know, there's lots of pros and cons to so many different things. It's important to understand those pros and cons, but also to understand your situation so that you can be smart in the way you do things, so that you're not too risky, you're not being too conservative, but you're doing what you're comfortable with and you're being measured, you're being smart about it. And I've said the word already, but you're being strategic in the way that you're doing things. Now, as an advisor, we help our clients do that. We when we're looking at so many different areas of someone's financial situation, so from cash flow to debt to super to insurance to building wealth to super contributions, investment properties, estate planning, the retirement strategies, the whole thing. When we're looking at all that, our job is to be strategic and to make sure that the different parts work together and that there is a plan. And it's not just, hey, let's do the best thing we can do here. Let's do the best thing here. Let's leave this up to chance and let's just hope it all actually works out and we end up winning the game. Yes, life's not all about winning, but you also want to make sure that you last in the game for as long as possible financially, or you at least enjoy the game. That's probably a better analogy to use, that you actually enjoy the experience, you enjoy life, and you don't just think about money. You also don't just think about stress, but you actually just do what you want to do and enjoy the journey, enjoy the ups and downs, and know that you've made the best possible decisions that you can to take advantage of your situation and all the opportunities that have presented themselves to you. Thanks for joining us on Sharing More Than the Sheets. Please make sure you subscribe to be updated with future episode releases, and feel free to share this episode with any friends or family that you think it might benefit. Please visit us at sharingmorethanthesheets.com.au to submit questions or requests for future podcast topics. These podcasts have been brought to you by Better Financial Planning Australia. To book a 15-minute phone chat, visit betterfinancialplanning.com.au.